Let's be honest, modern cars kinda suck. Yeah, I said it. Sure, they're faster, safer, and packaged with more tech than a space shuttle, but if you ask almost any car enthusiast or even the average buyer dropping 60 grand on a crossover, something feels off. Cars today are bloated, soulless, expensive, and in some cases flat out annoying to deal with. But here's the thing, they didn't get this way overnight. There are reasons why modern cars feel so disconnected, and some of them are completely out of the automaker's hands. So today, let's break it down: why modern cars suck, why some people defend them, and why the future might not be as doomed as it feels. Let's start with the obvious one, money. Cars today are more expensive than ever. The average new car price in the US crossed 50 grand in 2023. And for what? A 4-cylinder turbo crossover with a CVT that makes lawnmowers sound exciting. It's not just inflation. Automakers chase profit margins, and trucks and SUVs bring in way more cash than compact cars. That's why we don't see affordable coupes, hot hatches, or even base sedans anymore. Remember when you could have a fun new car for under $25,000? The Civic Si, the Focus ST, WRX, GTI, most of these are either dead or way more expensive now. And sure, manufacturers will tell you, oh, cars are more advanced than ever right now. You're paying for safety features and technology, which that is true, but also, do I need a $700 monthly payment for a Kia with lane assist? It feels like so many modern cars force you to pay luxury money just to get an average driving experience. That's why so many enthusiasts and normal buyers alike say, forget this, I'll just buy used. Here's another reason why modern cars suck: is they're fat and like very obese. A new Honda Civic weighs more than some older Mustangs. Trucks, forget about it. A Ford F-150 today is nearly 1,000 pounds heavier than one from the 90s. Why? Well, it's safety regulations, tech, sound deadening, giant batteries and hybrids and EVs, all of it adds up. And while it makes the cars quieter, safer, and more comfortable, it also makes them duller. Weight kills driving feel. That's why people still gush about Miatas, E30, BMWs, old Hondas, and more. They were light, tossable, and connected. Today, even cars that claim to be sporty feels like you're steering a cruise ship. And don't get me started on modern performance SUVs. Yeah, a Lamborghini Urus might hit 60 in 3 seconds, but driving it feels more like commanding an aircraft carrier than enjoying a sports car. If there's one thing automakers mastered, it's faking luxury. Step into a $40,000 crossover today and you'll see piano black plastic that scratches when you look at it, leatherette seats that feel like recycled yoga mats, and fake exhaust tips that don't even connect to the pipes. The worst are fake vents. I want to meet the executive that sat down and said, you know what this car needs? A vent that goes nowhere. They should be banned from design studios forever. It's like wearing a Rolex with the little hands painted on. And it's not just looks, it's the ways cars pretend to be premium. Ambient lighting, check. Big touchscreen, check. What about steering feel, throttle response, or actual build quality? No. Who needs that when you've got a glowing strip of LEDs in the door panel? Let's talk technology. Because yes, modern cars have more features than ever, and half of them are things that nobody asked for. Touchscreens are the biggest offender. Every car now has one giant tablet glued to the dash, and in a lot of them, it just replaces basic buttons. You want to change the air conditioning? Scroll down 3 menus. Want to adjust the heated seats? Better hope the screen doesn't freeze up like your iPhone. And don't even get me started on subscription features. That is the dumbest thing ever. BMW actually tried charging a monthly fee for heated seats. Heated seats, a feature that has been in cars for decades, suddenly becomes a Netflix subscription. That's crazy. Mercedes locked horsepower behind a monthly payment on some of their electrical vehicles. That made the gas pedal a DLC. That's crazy. Yes, modern tech brings convenience, Apple CarPlay, adaptive cruise, better crash avoidance. But when your car constantly beeps, buzzes, and nags you for existing, the experience feels more like babysitting a toddler than driving. Here's a part that really sucks. Cars used to have personality. You could instantly tell a Mustang from a Camaro, a Civic from a Corolla. Today, good luck. Half of them look like angry jelly beans and the other half look like swollen SUVs. Part of that is regulations. Pedestrian safety means taller hoods, aerodynamics push everything towards the same shape, and cost cutting means platforms get shared. But it also means cars lose identity. Everything feels generic. Do you remember when interiors had quirks? My Saab 9.3, which I might start doing real life videos on, stay tuned, subscribe, has the ignition in between the shifter and the center console. Some Saabs put the ignition on the floor. Old BMW dashboards angled toward the driver. Mazda had pop-up headlights. Today, every single interior looks like someone copy-pasted minimalist IKEA living room into the design brief. Cars without personality are just appliances, and that's the problem. They've become tools, not passions. This is the elephant in the room. SUVs and crossovers killed variety. Automakers realized they could sell one platform, jack it up, slap on plastic cladding, and boom, license to print money. Now instead of fun sedans, wagons, or coupes, we get endless crossovers. Chevy killed the Camaro, Dodge is killing the Challenger, Ford axed almost every sedan in its lineup, and don't even get me started on the Mach-E. But why? Because the Escape and Explorer pays the bills. And the kicker is most people don't even need SUVs. They just buy them because it feels safer or I like sitting up high. Meanwhile, enthusiasts are left watching the cars that they love disappear in favor of another soulless blob with fake skid plates and an off-road mode that'll never touch dirt. Now, to be fair, not all of this is automakers' fault. Government safety and emissions regulations have forced cars to be heavier, more complex, and more similar in design. Crash standards mean thicker pillars and higher hoods. Emission law means smaller turbo engines or hybrid setups instead of big V8s. Fuel economy targets mean more gears, weird CVTs, and engines that shut off at stoplights. All of this makes sense for safety, the environment, and efficiency, all of the boring stuff, but the side effect is that driving enjoyment gets pushed lower on the priority list. Cars become about appliance first and character second. And, of course, from an enthusiast perspective, modern cars suck even more. Manuals are dying, naturally aspirated engines are basically extinct, sound is fake piped through speakers. A Toyota Supra has a BMW engine, a Mustang has a 4-cylinder turbo option, the Nissan Z got released with basically no innovation and immediately had issues. Even performance cars feel compromised compared to their ancestors. It's like we're going back in time on the cars that we love. For someone who loves cars like me, the message feels clear. Manufacturers do not care about passion anymore, they care about selling safe, profitable appliances. But we have to give credit where it's due. Modern cars might suck in personality, but they're also incredible in some ways. Reliability is number one. A 2023 Camry will run circles around a 1990s one in terms of longevity. Safety too, if you crash an old car on the highway, you're probably toast, but modern cars are saving lives every day. Performance numbers are ridiculous. Family sedans are faster than supercars from the 90s. EVs like the Tesla Model S Plaid are quicker than hypercars. And comfort. Heated everything, massaging seats, automatic climate, adaptive cruise. If you're commuting 2 hours a day, modern cars are objectively better. So yeah, while modern cars suck for most of us, they're also the best that they've ever been for others. It's kind of a weird paradox. Looking forward, things might actually get more controversial. EVs are taking over, and while they bring insane speed, quickness, and quietness, they also kill engine sound, manual transmissions, and the whole culture of tuning and modding. Car companies are leaning into tech subscriptions, meaning ownership could feel more like a phone plan than buying freedom. And with more SUVs, fewer coupes, and autonomous features creeping in, the soul of driving is under threat. But maybe that's exactly why enthusiasts love the old stuff more. Because we know the future is practical, safe, and efficient, but it's soulless. That's why used Miatas and E30s and old school muscle cars are more beloved than ever. So why do modern cars suck? Because they're too expensive, too heavy, too fake, too tech dependent, and too focused on being appliances and not passions. But at the same time, they don't suck. They're safer, faster, more reliable, and more comfortable than ever before. In other words, modern cars are better in every way measurable, but worse in every single way that makes us love cars. And that's why the debate never ends and probably never will. Some people love the progress, others hate the soullessness. Me, in my view, I don't think car culture will ever go away. I think it's going to keep evolving. People will learn how to tune EVs, work on EVs, and everything like that. But I think we also have to appreciate the boring cars we have right now, because in 20 years, they're going to be classics and we're going to look back and wish we still had them. But what do you think? Do modern cars suck, or are we just nostalgic for a time when cars had quirks, character, and maybe a little bit of danger? Drop your take below and I'll see you in the comments section arguing about fake vents and CVTs. Please subscribe. I love you all. Thank you.